guy doesn't hit backhands. He plays only forehands. Forehands as a lefty, forehands as a righty. The first thing that stands out is that it's super surprising for the opponent. You know, who plays against someone who has no backhands? Nobody. So they're trying to find the backhand and they never find it. And wherever they hit, they have to face a forehand. The second is that, again, he takes the best out of it, and he can literally pull you out of the court with his righty forehand when he's on the deuce side and with his lefty forehand when he's on the ad side. He can play inside out in a way on both sides, and we know that players, when they take their forehand and they go around the backhand, so in that position, that's where they're the most dangerous. So that's a big asset. The fact that he serves with both hands is also a huge asset because he can use the slice on both sides. I mean, if he's able to master forehands at the highest level on both sides, he can be an incredible player. It's not going to be easy because he will have to make choices, and the choice will be to forget about backhands and play only forehands, which is not the case fully because at practice he also hit backhands. But I mean, it's unusual, and the fact that it's unusual is a big asset for him. Why is it weird? First of all, he plays with a racket that is different. He plays with a racket with two grips. Mostly, it looks like a volleyball serve. They toss the ball super high, they make one or two steps forward, they jump, and then they hit. If that works for volleyball, why it doesn't work for tennis? Because the goal is not the same. The goal in volleyball is just to hit hard and a ball that goes really down. The goal in tennis is to have a very high percentage of first serve and a maximum accuracy. So to be able to serve that way, first of all, you need to toss extremely high because you need time to move forward, step and jump. When you toss that high, the toss is much less precise. And we know that in tennis, if the toss is not precise, it's impossible to be accurate and to be consistent. This is indoors. Imagine this guy plays outdoor with the wind. Tossing that high, he has no chance to serve. And second, I would say the second problem is the fact that he runs before hitting the ball and jumps. That makes him jump a lot inside the court, which is fine if he serves and volley. But if he doesn't, in this case he does because he's in doubles. But if he doesn't, he's going to end up being too much inside the court. It's so easy for the opponent to play a shot that will put you in trouble. So with that type of serve, you can only serve and volley. I think it's very interesting to work on power, because as you see, the ball that the player receives is completely dead. There is no energy in the ball, so you have as a player to create fully the energy. It's like if someone would feed you balls like that. So this machine is interesting for that. He has a good technique. This being said, you can see that he has a very little margin over the net, very little. So I would not advise that. He needs to hit at least 50 centimeters over the net minimum. Well, that's one of the dangers of the twinner. So if you don't want this to happen to you, you have to use only your wrist when you do the twinner. Only the wrist. And this kid is using his whole arm. So the problem is when you use your arm, it follows its course and it ends up where you don't want it to end up. So sometimes you have to make mistakes to learn. You will learn. You can play tennis forever because you can play at any speed you want. Those two men are playing slowly, so they can play even at a very advanced age. I mean, in any case, those two persons are living a very special moment together. By the way, did you notice that those two gentlemen are ambidextrous? They both play only forehands. So look, forehand, 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 forehand. Both of them. That's rare.